On Sundays, we wear black.
Because somebody's probably gonna die on Game of Thrones.
Welcome to Recap Rewind Recon. I'm JLag.
And I'm NB, and we are counting down the top 10 most shocking deaths from Game of Thrones.
Seasons 1 through 7. As a pre-warning, there will obviously be major spoilers in the video.
And like we mentioned, there are a lot of deaths in Game of Thrones, so we really had to narrow it down with the most shocking.
I think we're going to have to exclude the death of Ned Stark and the Red Wedding, because we all know how effing shocking those were, and I'm sure you've already heard enough about those two.
Like, I'm gonna be 60 and I'm still gonna be shocked at the Red Wedding.
Right? And I think it's fair to say that the Joffrey death wasn't so much shocking, but more like highly anticipated must-see moment of that season.
Agreed. So let's get into our top 10.
The number 10 spot goes to the loneliest girl in the Seven Kingdoms.
Ugh, that really breaks my heart. We didn't get to see much of Shireen Baratheon.
But from what we saw, Sis could read, and she taught the Onion Knight basically everything he knows about the English language.
Her death will forever be marked as one of the most traumatizing moments. I couldn't watch this scene.
Melisandre might have had her crazy reasons for burning a child at the stake.
But the fact that Stannis was okay to do this to his own baby girl, like, it was so fucked up.
I can't believe they actually went through with it.
Our 9th spot goes to another lonely lady, Lysa Arryn.
But who really wants to be around her crazy ass?
Well, Littlefinger did, and his plans to sit on the Iron Throne really depended on his marriage to her.
They seal the deal and get married, but obviously Littlefinger had no intention of actually staying married to her.
I mean, Homeboy was in love with her sister, Catelyn Stark, from time.
But the way he kills her, the way it all goes down is so fast.
Like, why have a moon door if you can't push people down it, you know?
I mean, she used it, and then he used it.
Literally, easiest kill of all time, but it was still so shocking.
Talking about easy kills, in our A spot is Tyrion shooting his dad while he's on the crapper.
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't easy for him, like, emotionally, but physically, it was the best scenario.
He was like in mid-poo, and then Tyrion flings open the door, and Tywin's just sitting there acting all like, you can't kill me, I'm taking a shit.
And then Tyrion kills him dead. Ass. Like, no pun intended.
I don't know what was more shocking, the fact that this man of the highest status dies on the shitter, or that Tyrion killed his own dad.
Either way, it was so shocking.
Game of Thrones is all about family tragedies.
And nothing says family tragedy like dying in a sept with half of your family by your side.
Jeez, that sounds so morbid.
Cersei's plan to blow up the entire sept has to be one of the most shocking moments of TV history.
I don't think anyone saw this coming. I mean, there was always talk about the Mad King's supply of wildfire, but I never imagined it being used like this.
When Cersei doesn't show up for her own trial, the High Sparrow becomes impatient, so he decides to lock everyone inside and wait for her.
But Marjorie definitely knows something's up because Tommen isn't there and neither is Cersei. Marjorie wants out, but it's too late.
Boom.
Her face right before that ish blows up is everything. It was like, I told you.
And the death that followed that big boom is our 6th spot.
I think the most shocking part of this was that we've seen so many deaths on Game of Thrones, but we've never seen a character decide to kill themselves.
And for Tommen to see the sept blowing up knowing that his wife was inside, he's just so young and so hopeless in that moment.
It was like watching this poor kid who didn't care about the throne, didn't and couldn't trust his own mother, make a decision that ended his life.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the most heartbreaking moments from the series.
Honestly, I did not see that coming.
Our 5th spot goes to someone who I think knew death was knocking at his door.
When Oberyn Martell accepts a trial by combat with the Mountain, all he was thinking about was getting revenge for his sister.
I think he knew that he probably might not make it out alive, but all he wanted was a chance to swipe him with his deathly poisonous sword.
And he gets his revenge, but he never gets to see it.
Because his head literally explodes.
Yeah, so that was pretty shocking.
We can't finish this countdown without mentioning a tragic love story.
Jon and Ygritte will forever go down as one of the most iconic couples of television.
Ygritte popping Jon's cherry in the cave was shocking enough.
But then to have Ygritte die episodes later, right in front of Jon when they're having this beautiful moment.
It was so freaking shocking and so heartbreaking.
And from that stupid little kid too. I guess I knew that she was gonna die at some point. I just didn't think it was gonna happen right then and there.
Our top 3 is going to start off with Hodor.
His death was so shocking because he's been a part of Bran's journey from the very beginning, and to see it end there was really, really heartbreaking.
And it didn't even just end with his death. The most shocking part of it all was finally finding out what his name really meant.
His name was a slurred version of Hold the Door, which became sort of like his life's mantra, knowing that he would die holding the door protecting Bran.
Number 2 is going to go to our man in black.
Definitely one of the most shocking moments of the show, especially because the brothers in black pride themselves on protecting each other. And you know, Hoes before bros.
To see all the things Jon has done for the Night's Watch, and to have him come back to the one place he's called home only to get stabbed to death
by his own brothers
was so freaking shocking. Fans were so shook. The world could not deal with this betrayal.
And although it technically isn't a death because we know his story didn't end there,
just to witness the betrayal and hate, it was so shocking and definitely one of the most iconic moments of the show for sure.
Our number one spot is not even going to a human being.
There is no single person on this show that is cooler than these dragons.
I guess a part of me always knew they weren't fully invincible.
Right, and going into the final season, it only makes sense for something to happen to one of them.
But witnessing the Night King grab that spear, I've never felt so much anxiety before.
Oh, I wanted to throw up.
I was like, I'm gonna need therapy after this for sure.
Like, I thought I loved dogs, but I love dragons more.
I just can't even talk about it. I was sad for like weeks.
And I'm still not over Viserion being dead. Well, half dead, because then the Night King has the audacity to pull him out of the freezing cold water and bring him back as a frozen zombie dragon.
How rude. I just can't.
And that's it, guys. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel to get more content just like this.
Did we miss any of your top shocking deaths from Game of Thrones? Comment below.
Thanks for
watching.